everyone, you're watching a very special edition of Everywhere You Are. Today we're at the Walker Stalker convention here at the Meadowlands Expo Center. We can't wait to take you inside to see all of the interviews we're going to get, meet some of the fans, and just have a good time. So make sure that you stay tuned. So we're upstairs. Well, the conference room is right next door. This is for all of us special media people. And so this is where all of the interviews are going to happen. So today we're interviewing Tate Steinzek. He was on the very first season of the sci-fi show Face Off. He's a really cool special effects artist. He's worked for everyone. We also are going to meet some of the guys from Comic Book Men on AMC. So I'm sure a lot of you guys will love that. And the last person we're going to see, but that doesn't make it like he's not special. We have Zach Galligan, the original guy from Gremlins, and my nickname is Gizmo, so he might find that interesting. Maybe he won't, but we'll see. Hi everyone, we're here with Tate Steinzek, and well, you're obviously the man here because he's one of like the best special effects artists ever, right? Just agree with it.
Yeah, sure. What she says.
Yeah, anything I say. So I know everyone wants to really get into like the Walker Stalker convention, like how you feel about being here. So we'll throw that out, and then we'll get into like the nitty gritty stuff that
you got it.
To ask you. So how do you feel about being here? What do you think is like one of the coolest parts about being at the convention?
Well, you know, I actually know a couple of these guys. Norman's a friend of mine for like 15 years, so you know he's all over the place. So it's nice to get to come back together and see him every once in a while. But you know, in general. Just getting to like connect with the fans, it's so amazing to like actually see, you know, these kids come up and say they've been inspired by my artwork, you know. Yeah, little kids giving me hugs, telling me that they want to be like me when they grow up.
And you're thinking what in your head? You're like, this is cool, or don't be like me, dude? No.
I wish I could be that honest and be like, no, you go to school and you get a real job because this is really tough. Like, you know, it's such a difficult and competitive industry, you know, but you know, if you have something that separates you and makes you different, you'll be fine.
Well, talking about the industry, I know that you worked with a few people, well, different companies, HBO, MTV, the History Channel. Was that through your production company? Because I know you have Ill Will Productions.
Yeah, that was Ill Will Productions, you know, a few years ago. Well, I actually collapsed Ill Will a while back just because I've been on the road so much, you know, there's no point in keeping a shop. And plus, I just got into directing. I just directed a feature film, so... You know, but back in the day, I had a big shop in New York, and you know, we did a lot of work for the History Channel, and yeah, so we traveled everywhere. It was an amazing job. You know, if they're shooting, you know, like a Greek mythology piece, you're actually going to Greece. So it was a pretty amazing gig.
So you're getting a lot of travel paid for here. It's a pretty nice gig. I like that.
Yeah, it's fun.
What about? Do you have any idols in this business that you really look up to, where you're like, okay, this is the person that I would like to emulate in some way, or you have emulated in some ways?
Yeah, one of them sitting right out there, Greg Nicotero. Yeah, I mean, this guy's...
Hi, Greg!
What's up, Greg? How you doing? I mean, he's accomplished everything there is to accomplish in this field. It's ridiculous what the guy's done, and he's, you know, he's still in his prime. So, you know, I also have that interest in directing as well, you know, creating worlds and not just the characters, you know, so to watch him go from, you know, Savini trained artist all the way up to directing The Walking Dead, mad props, you know. It's yeah, so I kind of strive to follow in his footsteps, use him as a blueprint, and figure the rest out myself.
I like that. Well, I appreciate you coming on Everywhere You Are, giving us this interview.
No problem. You
can say bye to the camera if you like. And,
thanks, guys.
Well, see you later. Comic Book Men. We have Brian, we have Michael, and we have Ming. And so we have some obviously good questions. We're going to jump into the main one that I'm sure everyone has asked you about being here at the Walker Stalker convention. We'll start with Brian. How do you feel about being here? What's one of the coolest things that's going on here besides all of you guys?
one of the coolest things that's going
Yeah.
on.
Or anyone here that's one of the coolest people that you've seen or want to meet?
I've met pretty much everyone.
Okay.
My favorites though are Rooker and Norm and Scott Wilson. I like those guys a lot.
Cool. What about you, Mike?
I'll second his opinion.
You can't piggyback off him.
I can, because we've done Walker Stalker. We've actually done Atlanta, Chicago. These guys did Boston. So
Great.
this is the fourth one that the comic book man have been at. So we have met a bunch of the people there. I still can't get over how I was in the green room listening to Lauren Cohen speak, and she's got such a beautiful British accent.
Yeah.
And then on the TV show, she talks like this. And
Many
it's
people
like,
don't know that.
It's
No.
amazing.
Did you fall in love, Mike?
I think. Are you gonna talk about this on your next podcast? How much you're in love with her? No.
I don't
That's my job.
No,
All right,
he
so then-
falls in love. Me, I'm not so.
So then that means that we have to go on and talk about who have you fallen in love here with?
Oh, I mean, and name any female character on the wall.
He's in love with you.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
I'm not on The Walking Dead. I'm just
Doesn't
Erika
matter.
from
Doesn't
everywhere you are.
matter.
Yeah,
Okay, so
okay.
never
Erika,
mind.
it doesn't matter.
We'll talk. We'll
Sure.
exchange numbers. But are you kind of in the same line with them about the people that they know?
Yeah, I mean, we were fans of the show even before we got our show. So
Got it.
to now follow the hottest TV show on the planet is pretty cool. So, and you know, as fans of the show, you know, we meet the people who play
Yeah,
the
of
characters.
course.
You know, we kind of have an in. So you know, it's makes it a little easier. It's fun. It's really fun.
Okay, so.
Can I
while we're
add
on-
somebody to my list?
Sure, if you like.
Is it too late?
No. We'll always go back to Brandon.
Melissa McCarthy, is that her name?
McBride, Melissa
McBride.
McBride.
Melissa McBride?
Played Carol.
All right, I like that.
No, just because I don't know her name doesn't mean that.
No, doesn't mean you're not important. Just means
I just.
you went back.
Yeah. When we were, what was the last? Atlanta. People kept telling me that I had to meet her, and I don't really care about meeting people that
Yeah.
much. And when I met her, and she hardly talked to me, she said hello, but she gave me a hug, and
That
it
was
really.
nice.
It's a real hug. Like
Have you hugged her?
Mhm.
She didn't like me as much as she liked you.
It was weird. No, it wasn't even like, hey, let's get down
Yeah.
hug. It was like a hug that I wish like I'd gotten as a child. I might not be this
Got it.
way.
It
you know?
was like wow.
I think you're still pretty cool, even though you might have gotten those hugs.
It was as if you returned from Vietnam and she gave you a hug.
Yeah, it was really
cool.
nice.
It was one of those I
Very-
missed you, but I don't know you, but I'd like
She
to know
knew who
you
the hell
hug.
I was. Yeah,
You were in
You don't know
Vietnam?
that.
super sweet. Yeah.
So while we're on this topic of The Walking Dead and the cast, what would you guys say, or who would you play as one of the characters? Who do you feel most closest to?
I think mine's pretty obvious.
No, don't. You
I
can't
think
say
mine's
that.
pretty. I can say it.
All right,
I
go
can, but I do identify with Glenn,
If he
Okay,
doesn't
why?
say it, I'll say it.
played by Stephen Yeun.
Okay,
On the
Glenn
show,
Lundy.
he's portrayed as a guy who will do anything. He'll run really fast to
Yeah.
to go get the guns and all that. And that, I mean that's pretty.
But that's only now. If you went back to the first season,
No,
he
he
was
was-
like the scapegoat for everything. Like they would make him do all the crazy stuff.
Right, that's
and
what I
then
do.
now he does all that stuff.
That's
So
pretty
he had
much
to
me.
make
Like
his way
anything
there.
anybody doesn't want to do, I do it.
Does it have anything to do with the girl? Like then she'd be your girlfriend too, right? That.
Are you? What is with this desperateness of going on with this girl?
Oh, the desperation?
There's
Come
no
on.
desperateness, my friend. No desperateness.
It's just hanging in the air.
You're
like
making it
desperately.
seem
I
like
thought
that
someone was
for
smoking
you.
a cigar in here, but no. It's,
So what about you, Michael?
I'm actually going to call for Brian. I'm going to call Merle for him, but if
Okay.
Merle had stuck with the original group, you'd have been there, Merle.
Wait, he's like the racist guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see you as a racist guy.
It's not
but
even
okay.
so much but that he's a racist. It's,
Maybe because he has like that tough like motorcycle biker
Yeah,
kind of look
there you
thing
go,
going
see?
on. I could see that.
Okay, so not so much hate and black.
No, not at all.
I think that was
I
his.
can deal with.
I think that was his his biggest thing. I thought
Yeah.
the knife hand. He made
That's pretty
lemons out of lemonade. He chopped off his own hand to get away from the dead, and he came up with this really cool knife hand.
I don't know. The racism was pretty big in the show.
Yeah, that
Black
was.
people
That
and
was
Asians.
only the one.
Asians too.
He did,
Right.
yeah. He hated
Yeah.
Glenn.
Because my answer would have been like just one of the zombies. I think.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's what I was
I'd
thinking.
just
Maybe
be a
someone would say, but
No, I think I'd be a survivor. So
you want to be a survivor.
Yeah, and I don't know that I identify with anybody on the show per se, because
Okay.
everybody's got really good characters, but
Yeah,
they
they do.
all have their specialties. Mine's a little more broad.
Well, wait, hold on. Mike has prepared for the apocalypse for real.
Okay.
He's
No,
building.
you're right.
He's building up this arsenal of weaponry that's unmatched.
Mhm.
By remember in Terminator 2 when they pull back that thing, the underground bunker, and had all
Yes.
the that's
Right
Yes.
down
he's
in
got.
Mexico.
Yeah, down
That's
in
what
Mexico.
Glenn got going on?
He's building one of those right
Halfway.
now
I'm at
for
the halfway mark.
for the
Alright.
zombies.
So
He's
No, not zombies, just for people I don't like.
I guess one of my last questions is: out of the three of you guys, who would die first? If this was a
Oh yeah, me. Well, I'm very slow. Even like
Okay.
I have a knee replacement. Even before that, I
Okay.
was super slow. I could never run quickly. Plus, I don't have a high survival instinct. I don't even know if I'll survive today.
Yeah.
So, in a zombie apocalypse, there's no
If you
way.
need any help, I'll give you some
There's no
backup.
way. Okay, thank you.
Right,
That's
you
nice
can
of
barely
So-
survive normal life, or normal everyday life.
Yeah.
Like if it all goes to hell, like see you later. Like
But all goes to hell.
Well, it was
I mean,
great. Well, then it was great meeting you then, just in case if I can't help you survive.
You know,
I
I
don't
might
think they're
actually
gonna have your back for
I might
some
have a
reason.
better chance because, like, I have no conscience, so I'll shoot both them right away.
Oh, sure.
Nah, I would Otis you way before that.
yeah, we would both. Yeah, we both would.
Like, you hear a rumor about a zombie and you take me
Yeah.
out.
Cool, you automatically
Yeah.
know it's
Because you
Brian.
know I'll be coming for
I
you.
read a zombie comic, I'm taking him out.
All right, cool. Well, thank you guys very much for granting us the interview, and everyone out there, bye.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
I'm Rachel.
We're super excited to be here at Walker Stalker Con.
All right, everyone. So this is our last interview of today, and we have Zach Galligan here, and I'm pretty sure you recognize the face from Gremlins, or maybe you don't, but I'm pretty sure you do.
You better.
I mean, you had like the afro like curl thing going on back in the day, so now it's a little more tamed.
It's kind of like a perm. I don't really understand what Sherry Ruff, the hairdresser, was doing. She just would spray my hair and wet it, and then she would go shuk 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 shuk, and it would be all puffy.
And then
I
all
was
of a
like,
sudden
what
you
are
had-
I was like, what are you doing? But you know, I was 19 and I didn't really feel like arguing with her. But yeah, that hairstyle. My hair in Gremlins 2 is much closer, as you can see, what my hair actually
It definitely
is now.
is, but I would
Because
say
when they went to touch it in Gremlins 2, I was like, no. Just leave it
You're
right
like,
the way it
can I
is.
just be a
leave
little
it
subtle?
right the way it is, yep.
I like that.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about that, there's been rumor, and maybe you could say something about it or not. If there might be a reboot of Gremlins, would you be a part of it?
Well, the situation right now is that there's definitely a reboot of Gremlins. Spielberg's doing it, Chris Columbus is writing the script. I just don't know what my situation is because the story hasn't been written yet. And until the script is written, it's basically just conjecture.
Got it.
So we'll find out pretty soon in the next probably 4 to 6 months
All right.
whether I'll have a lot to do, a little to do, nothing to do. We don't really know.
Well, hopefully you'll have a lot to do in it.
We'll see.
I mean, a lot of the movies that are remakes tend to obviously follow the same formula, similar formula.
Sure.
They might pick someone that's a little more like gritty. I don't know. Like they always tend to do that. Like if like the guy was like really sweet, he's not as sweet when they do a
Sure.
reboot.
Well, everything seems to be darker now.
Yeah, very
Darker
dark.
seems like Batman used to be like Batman. Now he's like super dark Batman. You know?
Yes, it's almost like he's the villain in this
Yeah,
movie,
it's odd. Well, what I'd like to see is if they redid it, the kid in the movie should be a girl. Should be like a
Oh, I like that.
18, 19-year-old
guys
girl.
listen out there. Zach's got some things.
You
up
know what I
his
mean?
sleeve.
And she's like a kind of a geek girl.
Yeah.
Just like there's so many geek girls out there now
There are.
that like Iron Man just as much as I liked Iron Man when I was growing up as a kid. So that might be a nice little change of pace.
So either Billy could end up becoming a girl, which should still be Billy, possibly.
you can still get away with an IE instead of a Y.
Got it. Or if they keep it a guy, it could be a little more tough, like you said, dark, possibly. And maybe this time he'll be the hero and Gizmo not be the hero, because Gizmo turned out to be the hero, which wasn't technically terrible, but wasn't, I think, what some people expected.
Well, there's actually a cut of the movie that Joe Dante has. He's very rarely shown it. He's shown it in the last couple of months. It's the original cut where I pull the thing and it kills Stripe in the fountain.
Got it.
And you can kind of see how they cut it. Like Gizmo does it and he does one shade and it doesn't work. So I come over and I pull the second shade
Got it.
and it kills it. But you can see what they did is that Gizmo pulls the shade and then they cut to my second shade killing it. And if you look closely, you'll see I'm standing, I go from on one side of the thing to standing over to
Right.
the thing very quickly. And you're like, how did he get on the other side of the aisle so quickly? It's like, well, because they cut the scene where I jump over the flower pots and whatnot.
So is this something that you noticed when you saw the screen?
When I saw the screening, I was like, what the heck is going on here? Because I was like, hey, this is my big moment. And then they gave it to this little puppet that's this big. I was like, this is a bunch of crap. Billy's supposed to save the day, not the fuzzy thing. And Joe Dante turned to me and said, well, the name of the movie is Gremlins, not Billy Peltzer's Adventures. And I was like, I got a point there.
Got a point, but
Got a point there.
let's hope this time around with the reboot that Billy gets a chance to be the hero, whether it's Billy the girl or Billy the guy.
Or Billy the Girl.
Well, Zach, thank you very much for doing this interview. Everyone out there, We love Zach. We love Gremlins.
Peace.
Well, everyone, that was the Walker Stalker Convention here in New Jersey at the Meadowlands Expo Center. I hope you guys enjoyed all the interviews, the fans, everything, all the stuff you see around, because I definitely had a good time. And make sure you check out the website, because there are going to be a lot of other places, not just New York City, not just New Jersey. So if you know other places, make sure you check them out.
Dreaming wide awake. This is the life I make. I don't need a holiday to make me feel this way. Listen up, take a chance. You can sing, you can dance, you can live like there's no